Hello. Uh-oh. How are y'all doing? I hope y'all are doing well. I am. Whew, missed you guys. I had to come on. I'm going through withdrawals. 3 days of no court. Okay, we've got some fun news tonight. We're going to talk about, we're going to compare some things with the videos and talk a lot about what's the word I'm looking for? We are going to talk about the situation between Jennifer McCabe and Kerry Roberts. The issue with the testimony between Karen Roberts and Jennifer McCabe is someone's lying. We have a liar, and we can prove it. Hold on, I tried to get all this done before I went live, but I told y'all I was going live. I'm going to mute this and set it up. Okay. So many people have been wondering. Hi, Edie. Hi, Eddie. Sorry. Hi, Eddie. How are you doing? Eddie, I want to do something real quick. Can you tell me if you can hear these sound bites that I have? Say yes or no. Here we go.
This guy was good.
I'm sorry, what?
All right, let's just admit it. That didn't happen.
Oh no, you don't.
They're blowing smoke at my rear end so bad, I'm sending off smoke signals.
No, you don't.
Wait.
Did you hear all of those? I love this one.
They're blowing smoke at my rear end so bad, I'm sending off smoke signals. They're blowing smoke at my rear end so bad, I'm sending off smoke signals.
I just couldn't help it. I got some new fun stuff. So I thought, yay, we're going to try some of that out tonight. Oh my gosh. I watched this Karen Cole's what's the word I'm looking for? Karen Cole's video, and it got me to thinking. About the testimony between everybody. And we have a lot of problem here with the testimony between. Oh, yep, this is definitely the day. Okay, that's the one I wanted. Come on. Okay, the testimony between Karen Reed and Jennifer McCabe and Kerry Roberts. And I'm going to set this up. Okay, pause it. Perfecto. Okay. Oh, so good. Well, I want to try and wait for a few people to come on if you don't mind. If you don't mind, I hope you don't mind waiting. I really, really want to wait for some people to come on because I've got some good thoughts. I actually have some good thoughts. Go figure. Let me refresh. I got to give permissions. I have been working very hard. I have started setting up a Patreon, although I am not in any position right now to do monetization, but I am. I did set up what is that called again? Oh my gosh, what is it called? I gotta look. Discord. I set up Discord. It's all new to me. I am also going to be looking at setting up a web page. I am an idiot when it comes to that. Also, Eddie, we got our sponsor. Did you hear we have a sponsor? Did you hear we have a sponsor? I know my makeup is worn off. I had it on all day. It's okay. This is a nighttime. Oh, y'all. Look what I finished. I'll put this on. Oh, I finished it, y'all. Get this back. My ears. There we go. I finished beating it. What do you think? Yeah, this was not an easy one to beat. This particular cup. Well, look what she brought me. And if you can see back there on the shelf, right there, I got more coffee. She brought me her coffee in Keurig cups. Y'all, I am so excited. So, Eddie, you guys are going to be the first. Now, I may have to make a correction on this video. I'm going to have to re-record it, but I want you to see my very first commercial. Hey, y'all. I am so excited we have our very first sponsor, and I'm wearing this hat to honor them. Who is it? Well, it's coffee, my favorite thing. This coffee is from Hitchman Homestead Coffee. This is the Shooter Shack Coffee Pioneer Nicaraguan Roast. This coffee is so delicious, y'all. It is so smooth. It does not leave a chemical taste on the back of the tongue. It's not overly bitter. And I have to tell you, it is my favorite. And I am now getting rid of all my other coffee. I kid you not. They have a monthly subscription available. You get 4 12-ounce bag a month, either whole beaned or ground. And then you can also get a Keurig option as well. The other thing they have is wonderful gift boxes that you can send to your loved ones. So you want to support a fabulous home business and people here in the Hill Country, go to hitchmanhomestead.com and let them know I sent you, and grab yourself some of the best tasting coffee we have here in Texas Hill Country. What do you think? What do you think? I need to know. I'm going to have to record it though. I have to type on the screen. And then I am so excited because then I did this. I can go here. Whoops, wrong one, y'all. This one. So now I can just sit here and go live and have that there and drink my fabulous cup of coffee. Uh-huh. Yeah, y'all. Yeah, y'all. Yeah, yeah. So, anyway. Okie dokie. Let me get back over here. That was good. It's my first one. I'm learning how to do all this. You guys have no idea how much work this has been. This has been out of my, oh my gosh, it's just been cray cray. It's been cray cray. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and start chatting about the situation here. I really, and I made notes. Took notes. So, I took 2 pages of notes. So we'll see what happens here. Okay. Let me set this where I can see it. We have had, I think, 43 witnesses. 43 witnesses, y'all. And out of all of the witnesses that I have struggled with the most, and I dare to say a lot of people have struggled with the most, is going to be Jennifer McCabe. Colin Albert was difficult. Other ones were difficult, but Jennifer McCabe just really took the cake for me. Oh, hey. Wow. Didn't know. That's priceless. That was priceless. I don't know if y'all heard that, but all of a sudden a commercial started playing. Okay. Jennifer McCabe. There are so many memes and stuff on Facebook with Jennifer McCabe. I almost feel bad for her, but on the same time, I think she did it to herself. I'm going to share this. I'm going to share this with you so you can see what I mean. At the stage, look at this. Yeah, Boston Herald. Oh my gosh, the Boston Herald. That's not what I need. Oh, that's what I need. The Boston Herald has. I need to get a different mic stand eventually. This thing's wearing out already. Um, it grilled witness raked on the stand by Reed's defense. Look at that, and I'm all like, poor thing. I have to be very careful with what I say here because let me tell you, I could really say a lot. I could really say a lot about this. I feel bad for her in a way because this is very, very difficult. It is not easy. And she really has been made the butt of everybody's jokes with this trial. But at the same time, I feel like she's kind of done it to herself. So there we go. Okay. So I want to talk about Karen Reed and versus Jennifer McCabe and Kerry Roberts. Gosh, all these names. I want to talk about their testimony for a minute. First of all, Kerry Roberts was the example of what to do. Karen Reed was an example of what not to do. Total polar opposites of what you should and should not do as a witness. Kerry Roberts told a story. Was not overly embellished, not underly embellished. She told the story. Whereas Jennifer McCabe embellished and felt like she was trying to sell me something I didn't want. Left a bad taste in my mouth. And that to me was frustrating. I'm going to play this video. I got to get it up here. I got to set it up. But I want to play this video because it's important. I want you to just watch it, okay? And thanks for joining. Here it is. Let's just watch this video. Just kind of watch it.
Miss Reed's, and that would be Miss Roberts.
And as far as the right garage door that you entered into the house, if you could direct the jury's attention to whereabouts that would, I know it's not on the video, but where would it be?
Walk straight.
If you could run this in its entirety.
Why is this video so important? Anybody have a guess? Why is the video so important? Well, it's very important. The reason is the order in which things were done and who said what. So, basically, Jennifer McCabe states that when they got here, she's driving Karen Reed's car. Karen Reed and I always do this. Karen Reed and Kerry Roberts are in this vehicle here. Okay? In this vehicle here. Jennifer McCabe says when she got out of the car, and we need to back up just a hair. let me back it up. When she got out of the car, she states, or I don't know, maybe Karen rode with her, but she states, we'll watch it again. When she gets out of the car, that she and Karen goes to the back of the car and shows her the light and says, it's cracked. Did I hit him? And then she saw the broken tail light. Kerry Roberts says that she remembers that conversation, but after watching this video, she thought it was before they went in the house, but after watching the video, it was after. So watch this again. So pause it. So Karen Reed and Jennifer McCabe are in Karen's car. Kerry Roberts is in her car. Okay. This is the statement that Jen McCabe says. Karen was bringing them back. They were bringing the car back to John O'Keefe's house. Look, I have a cracked taillight. Quotes by Karen Reed. And Jennifer states, I saw some missing pieces. Karen screaming, look, look. You know how Jennifer loves the screaming. And Kerry is yelling at them, you're crazy for driving around with a broken taillight. You could have, something along the line, you could have something like had a wreck or something. Kerry Roberts rushed them inside. Okay. But look what happened. They pull in.
Ms. McCabe, directing your attention up to the screen, what's been marked as Exhibit 6 or video from Exhibit 6. Do you recognize what's depicted in this?
And
I do.
they get out at 6:00. I'm sorry.
That's myself getting out of the car at Meadows Ave.
Meadows Avenue. I hate that Meadows Ave.
Yes.
If you could, just direct the jury's attention with the laser pointer as to where Ms. Reed's vehicle is, if you parked, and if you see Ms. Roberts' vehicle.
That is Miss Reed's, and that would be Miss Roberts.
And as far as the right garage door that you entered into the house, if you could direct the jury's attention to whereabouts that would, I know it's not on the video, but where would it be?
Walk straight.
You could run this in its entirety.
So watch here. Jen walks straight in. Karen walks in. Kerry runs in. Why is that important? First of all, don't forget that I have to think about their names. Kerry Roberts and Jennifer McCabe had confessed that they went over their timeline before they ever was interviewed the morning after the murder. The problem with that is there's a situation here because you have Jennifer who states that when they got out of the car, Karen Reed took them to the back of the car. Look, it's broken. I cracked it. And there were some pieces missing. She was not shown this video. Now, when Kerry Roberts is on the stand, before asking any questions, she was shown the video. Then she states, and I want to roll it to the back, she thought she had looked at the taillight when they arrived. But after seeing the ring video, it must have been when they were leaving. Why is this important? Because the defense is claiming that both Kerry and Jen went through the timelines together before, like I just said a minute ago, being interviewed by the PD. The prosecution was able to clean up this timeline through Kerry Roberts because he knew when Jennifer was on the stand, she messed up the timeline. And when Kerry Roberts is on the stand with the defense, he doesn't call her out on it like he does Jennifer. So I want to continue watching this and see if I can get. Okay, let's watch this testimony here. And okay, let me see if I can speed through that part. There, they had some kind of a redirect. Okay.
And
Because going to Fairview.
and yourself, the defendant, and Ms. Roberts then get into Ms. Roberts' vehicle, is that correct?
Yes.
And who's seated where within Ms. Roberts' vehicle as you're going from Meadows Ave? Or what was the plan and where were you going sort of first when you left Meadows
We were going to Fairview
Ave? And why were you going to Fairview?
because Karen kept screaming, we need to go to Fairview.
Now, who was seated where within the vehicle when you did it?
Kerry was driving. I was in the passenger seat and Karen was in the back.
And what were the lighting conditions at this point that you're driving over there?
It was hard to see out the window. You really had to be kind of staring out. It was dark. The snow was coming out the car.
And as you're making that drive, or as Ms. Roberts is making that drive from Meadows Ave to Fairview, about how long a drive is it?
Approximately 10 minutes. I mean, with the weather, the lights, the street lights, I would say about 10 minutes, give or take.
And as far as
I want to come back and talk about body language here.
Pushing up in between.
One of the things that we look for in body language is what is your normal plane and what is abnormal for you. And the absence of a behavior doesn't mean anything, but the presence of a behavior is super revealing. For example, most of the time, Jennifer McCabe's hands are down. But when you put your hands up and really start, hi, Ronnie, thanks for joining. Do I need to help? Hello, what does that mean? What have I done? So when you have someone talking like I am now, and then all of a sudden I'm talking and I'm shaking my head no, and it's not a no question. And if I'm shaking my head yes with a yes, that's normal. But watch how much she shakes her head.
Kerry and myself, and she's just screaming, Kerry, Kerry, her name over and over, my name over and over. And
look at the rapid eye
certain
blinking
phrases. Could I have hit him? Did I hit him?
That's normal. Not
Kerry
normal.
is yelling at her to shut up, to sit back, to buckle up, to look for John.
And while this is going on, what, if anything, are you and Ms. Roberts doing in the front seat?
We're just, she's slowly driving and I'm just peering out the window looking for John. I mean, it was a crazy situation. She's screaming, he didn't come home. Could he be walking home? Where is he? So we're just looking out the window, looking for John.
Okay, I want you to look at that one more time. Look at that one more time. One of the things I talked about that were prepped in when I did just finish my Jail Widow, if you haven't seen it, you can go back and watch, is when you're prepped for jury, they sit there and they teach you about, you need to look at me, I'm talking to you, talk to me, don't stare at the jury, don't look at me for the question and then talk to the jury, and look at me and talk. You want to see the wrong way to testify, look at the Amber Heard and the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial. But what she is doing is looking for signs of approval. I'm telling a story, but I'm hoping that you're believing me, and I'm looking to see if what I'm saying is registering. That kind of behavior is a no-no. Watch.
Did you see her doing in the back seat while you were going from Meadows Ave there?
I didn't see her doing anything. She just continuously screamed that. And then as we got by different landmarks, she then started
Look at the lack of
screaming,
eye
asking if John
contact.
could be
Look
at certain
right there.
people's houses.
And whose houses was she asking if John could be at?
If she could be at
Okay, I'm gonna.
Rankin whenever, I don't know if it's the 1970s, of It's Raining Men. So I just was playing it.
Right there.
It's just something, it's like an inside feeling. We were just like laughing. I just was playing.
Okay, this is what we're talking about right here. This is the look for approval. Now, I did take a body language class in college a long time ago. I've forgotten a lot, but girl, this girl's going to learn because I'm getting ready to go to criminal justice. So I'm going to be learning about some of this. Some of the signs of deception is word distancing. Well, first of all, kind of the shrugging of the shoulder. If you watch her, I'm going to roll it back. Let's watch her a little bit. And I'm going to be calling some of this stuff out as she's talking, okay?
Ride home because we had just gotten there and they had wanted
She's
to stay
sitting
later.
kind of
so
like
I also
this.
drove home Julie and Sarah. Well, my husband drove them home.
Rapid eye fluttering, not the blink, but the
You exit the house, go
that.
past the vehicle,
See
where
that right
Correct.
there?
and your husband Matt was driving.
Blink,
Yes.
rapid
Where is
blinking.
he seated in?
And the front seat.
The constant
Where Miss Levinson and Miss Nate?
is not. She's not.
They were in the back seat.
All right. She just got approval from the jury.
I do not.
And
That is
when you come out of the
appropriate.
house and you're starting to go home. What, if anything, had changed as far as the weather from when you had gone in to when you had come out?
The snow had accumulated more.
This right here. Yes, the snow. This was.
When you get into the vehicle and as the vehicle is pulling away, what, if any, conversation do you recall having with anyone in the car?
When I got in the car, I kind of turned around
Right.
to Julie.
Okay, that's appropriate. What I'm talking about with the app, it's okay for us to have a blink.
I turned around and was facing them.
We all
and
have a
talking
natural
to
blink,
them.
but that
And
flutter blink,
I believe Sarah Levinson had laughed or made a joke
flutter
because I had
blinking is
bread or
not-
something in my car. And we made a joke
that's a sign
about
of
that. I had
deception.
my niece earlier that week.
See that
for the
little
week,
shoulder shrug? Let me
and we made a joke
go
about
back.
that and
Watch your
talking
shoulder.
to them. And I believe Sarah Levinson had laughed or made a joke because I
Okay,
had bread
this
or
whole
something in my
conversation's a
car.
lie.
And we made a joke
Shoulder
about
shrug.
that. I had my niece earlier that
Looking
week
at the jury for
week.
approval, using
And
hands,
so I had
shaking
brought
no,
stuff in the car because I was dragging her from one of my kids' sporting events to the next.
shoulder shrugs, everything, everything that you look for in a lie was right there. So let's go through it. Shrugging the shoulders. Instead of saying Karen, they're saying defendant. That's called word distancing a little bit. Licking that a lot. Now, there are some people who frequently do that as a natural behavior. But when they sit there and they're asking questions such as, for example, what's your name? Where do you live? Hey, come on in. Hey, Mary. Oh, Sarah. Mary's on her way. Yeah. You okay? Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Okay. I love to sign language with my kid. That's great. So when you have somebody who naturally licks their lips a lot, which is not very many people, but lipping and the shooting out of the tongue that is often a sign of deception. The look of approval is huge. Facial touching, doing this. Now, she brushes her hair away. I don't necessarily call that. Well, no, remember at the very beginning when they sit there and say, okay, what is your name? How do you spell your last name? Where do you work? Where do you live? They give some very blanket information. Part of that's to get you comfortable on the stand. That's what some people would call the adjustment period. Now, if you blink a lot, you're going to blink a lot like right now. I may blink a lot, but it is a pattern of blinking. It's when you go and I'm talking to you and I'm telling you yesterday, oh gosh, I got to think, what did I do? I'll say, okay, my daughter and I went to San Antonio. We went to Target. with her boyfriend. We went to the mall at North Star Mall. We had dinner over at Cheesecake Factory. My blinking pattern is normal. But when I'm talking to you like this and I don't blink very much, and I'm saying we went to the Cheesecake Factory and then we went and bought a new car, and then okay, that is what we're looking for. It's a pattern, okay? You wear contacts, you're going to have a higher blink rate, but it's going to even be higher when you're lying. Sorry, face touching. A lot of people touch face when they lie. Yeah. A lot of people will do that. The other thing is hand movements. A lot of times when we're comfortable, you notice she's sitting with her hands mostly in her laps. But when she starts talking about a story of anything, she starts doing this. Now, for me, I'm a signer. I always talk with my hands. It'll be not normal for me to have hand movement, even when I'm explaining. I work very hard while I'm doing this to keep my hands. Sometimes I sit on my hands. It's that first 15, 20 minutes of you being on the stand is a very good telltale of what is normal for you and what is not normal. But it's the inconsistencies in the behavior. Watch some more. I'm going to replay that just a little bit. Let me get right there. Watch it again.
Now,
see, her eye blink is more slow and relaxed.
Back in the home at some point.
See, even if she has contacts in her, she's blinking a lot, but look how relaxed and slow that is.
Your thought as far as where John was or where John had gone at that point?
At that point, I thought maybe
look at for the jury for approval.
They decided not to come in. Maybe they got into an argument, or maybe Kaylee had called.
But the head shaking no bothers me.
Do you think much of it at that point?
No.
Now, you leave the home around what
watch
time?
Her breathing rate.
Approximately 1:30, roughly 1:30, 1:45.
Roughly 1:30, 1:45. That head shake. People, you don't know you're doing that. See, that's the thing. When you're up on a stand or when you're under that kind of pressure and you're telling a story and you're having to recite all this, those telltale signs. It's involuntary.
When you leave, who, if anyone,
watch your blink rate. It's pretty normal.
So it's myself, my husband,
right there.
Matt, and I had
that
offered
triple blink,
when
quadruple
Julie
blink.
Nagel's brother had come.
Right
had
there,
come to the house earlier.
flutter.
I had.
So right there, she's thinking hard. She's trying to get it straight. She's looking off. She's kind of looking here. She's shrugging her shoulders. She's shaking her head, and she's got the rapid eye blink.
Offered Julie and Sarah Levinson a ride home because we had just gotten there and they had wanted to stay later. So I also drove home Julie and Sarah. Well, my husband drove them home.
So she said, then she fluttered, and then she corrected husband.
And so you exit the house, go out to the vehicle, correct?
Correct.
And your husband, Matt, was driving?
Yes.
And where are you seated in?
And the front seat.
And do you recall where Miss Levinson and Miss Nagel were seated in the car?
They were in the back seat.
Do you recall which one was on which side?
I do not.
Okay, I don't believe her. Watch that eye action. When she says she doesn't, they know where they were. If you are, you can't tell me that you're facing the back seat and you don't know who's right there. The person behind you is not the one you're going to see. You're going to see behind the driver. Tonight is fine. Watch.
They were in the back seat.
Do you recall which one was on which side?
I do not.
Okay, did you see the rapid eye flutter? It's not just the blinking. It's a real quick, almost involuntary flutter. Watch some more.
And when you come out of the house and you're starting to go home, what, if anything, had changed as far as the weather from when you had gone in to when you had come out?
The snow had accumulated more.
And when you get into the vehicle and as the vehicle is pulling away, what, if any, conversation do you recall having with anyone in the car?
When I got in the car, I kind of turned around to Julie.
Okay, so that part of her testimony is pretty truthful. Let's kind of fast forward a little bit. I want to get to something a little different. We
On his
kind of beat
couch.
that one to death.
Who was that individual?
Tom Beatty.
And who is Tom Beatty in relation?
See, if you notice when she's telling, all right, look at her. When she's answering simple questions and she can get that answer right off without thinking about it,
And
watch her
all
eye
of a sudden I
contact with
hear
the lawyer.
screaming out front.
Now, if I could just take it back for a second,
Mhm.
as far as a decade or so that you had known and been friends with John O'Keefe,
Mhm.
with his either his niece or his nephew or both home, is him not coming home? Is that something that had ever happened before? You were ever aware of before?
I was never.
Ask it differently.
Had John ever gone out at night and then not come home when the kids were home?
Objection. I'm going to allow it.
Not to my knowledge, no.
Okay, see, that is very,
At some point,
that behavior, not to my knowledge, no. She's looking at him. She's talking to him. She's not selling it. She's answering the questions. She is engaged with him. They are right there. But when she has to, I believe, be deceptive, that's when she really puts the hard sell in. Watch.
you make your way downstairs, is that right?
Correct.
And then what, if anything, did you hear once you were downstairs?
Screaming
And where was the screaming coming from?
out front.
And
See, that's believable. All of that.
I ran
No
to my
app.
front door.
Look at her blinks. Her shoulders are still.
I
She's
opened my
engaged.
front door, correct.
She's very
Miss
much
Reed came running up my walkway.
okay. There, that's where it gets a little interesting because she looks at the jury like, "Are you believing me?"
And prior to, during any of the other conversations that you had with Miss Reed, did you know where she was when you were talking to her?
No.
Obviously, the first call was Kaylee calling from the house. That was
Yes.
the assumption.
Hmm.
And
She is anticipating the question.
then
So
subsequent.
is that a yes or no?
Yes.
And as far as the second call that you were talking about, do you know where she was when she was talking to you then?
The first couple calls, I know she was at the house, and then I don't know.
That's appropriate head shaking. She's
Was
looking
opening
at
your door,
him,
hearing the
very
screaming from out
engaged.
front, was that something that surprised
Yes.
All right. What was that
When you hear
last?
this
What was that question?
out front, was that something that was opening your door, hearing the screaming from out front, was that something that surprised
Yes.
you? And when you hear the screaming,
Now she's getting more back into the jury.
how loud was the screaming that you were hearing?
And she raised her
Very loud.
shoulders.
And what, if anything, was she saying?
It was more of the Jen, did I hit him? And then she would yell, did I hit him? Could I have hit him?
Okay.
And then she
right
was
there.
yelling, we have to go to Fairview.
Okay. She did everything in that one view. Eye flutter, hand raises, the shoulders up. You know, I understand. Yes, Jen probably was screaming. Okay. There's no law against that. But what are your thoughts? Y'all talk to me, y'all. What are your
Yeah.
thoughts? Now that I've
In addition to
explained
the
this a
screaming,
little
what, if
bit,
anything else did you see when you opened up the door?
Just,
Ask in a better way. Did
yeah.
you see a vehicle?
yes,
And where was the vehicle and what did the vehicle look like?
it was in my driveway. I believe the driver door was left open.
And what kind of vehicle was it?
A black Lexus.
Consistent with what you had seen outside.
are you
there
seeing now what I'm talking
in
about?
the morning.
Yes.
And so as she's coming up your walk towards your front door,
Running. Yes.
and then what, if any, conversation did you have with her there in reference to that?
I just said, Karen, I was trying to calm her down. Matt came, I believe,
There we go again.
and was yelling down that she was going to wake up the neighborhood. And then she was yelling that we had to go to Fairview. So I told
Okay, that is a lie. That's not true. Later, when we heard Carrie Roberts' story, and she tells it, I don't know. We'll have to listen again. But there's a statement that Carrie said in front of her when Karen Reed said, "I left him at the waterfall," she goes, "No, you didn't. You left him. We saw you at the O'Keefe's." Huh? Hold on a second, y'all. The kitten bit her on the lip. So, but here's the thing. It was stated that both of the women state that at some point, at the point that Karen Reed said, "I left him at Waterfall," or at least Jen says that. And then she turns around and said, "No, we saw you at O'Keefe's." And that's when Karen Reed said, "Well, let's go to the O'Keefe's, not 34 Fairview." See, they're not using the O'Keefe's name because if you keep saying, I'm sorry, Albert's name. If you keep saying the Albert's names, Albert, that is just, they've been trained well by the prosecution to not bring in the Albert name. Say the address. You can say the defendants, but don't bring in the names of the Alberts. It is the word dissociation, separating, that is very, very much a telltale sign. So you're sitting here and she's saying all the time, she's like, 34 Fairview, 34 Fairview. Well, why don't you say Alberts? Because the more that's put out there, the more chances that, since they come, the more chances that the jury is going to get that embedded in their hand and create reasonable doubt. But let's back her up just a hair, just a few seconds.
I believe, and was yelling down
Yeah.
that she was going to wake up the neighborhood. And then she was yelling that we had to go to Fairview. So I told Matt that I was going to go with Karen.
Matt was not happy about her going with Karen.
Was going to look for John before Miss Reed showed up again.
My husband and I were going to go to Tom Beatty's.
Now, once you decide that now you're going with Ms. Reed, the defendant, where did the two of you go?
So as we walked out, there was a car pulled up and then a plow.
Recognize the car that pulled up?
No.
I'm sorry, I so the car pulls up and then the plow, and then what happened?
So in the car was Kerry Roberts. And so she kind of rolled down the window and was like, "Karen, what are you doing?" And then the plow was behind her. So Kerry pulled up, and I believe I told Karen that I was going to drive her car because I didn't want her driving because she was hysterical. So we got in her car, and then Kerry Roberts called Karen. And then Karen was screaming and, saying that she had cracked her taillight. We need to go to Fairview. Could I have hit him? Did I hit him? And then she would just scream our names. Kerry was telling her to shut up, that we needed to just go back to John's, and we'll drive in one car and let's go to John's. Maybe he's there and he's passed out and you didn't see him.
Okay. When you open up the door initially and you come outside and you see the defendant out there screaming and all of that, again, with respect to the weather, what was the weather at that point?
Okay, I'm going to fast forward this part.
Yeah, I don't remember years prior.
Okay, we're back to this.
Vehicle is that you parked in if you see Ms. Roberts' vehicle.
And then we go to the others. Let's see what this says.
I mean, I remember kind of a little ways in. Let
me back that up a hair. Okay, that's when
Yes.
they get into that stuff. Okay, so one of the things I want to start watching with some of these people, and I've kind of watched it, but out of all of the witnesses, she has everything, all the identifying markers of deception. She has the identifying markers of the rapid breathing. She's breathing slow, and then she breathes a little faster, that really fast eye fluttering, the uncontrollable hands, not specific, but the biggest thing is the little shoulder shrugs and the eye fluttering, and then looking at the jury for approval. So, as we're watching the trial moving forward, I think I'm going to really be paying a little bit more attention. I'm so busy taking notes and doing everything, it's hard to catch everything. And I catch a lot more when I look after. Um, but one of the things that concerns me a great deal with this trial is that how much, as far as the prosecution, the only decent witness I think they've had is Kerry Roberts. I think Kerry Roberts did a phenomenal job of telling the story. Oh, sorry about that. Telling the story. My puppers are down here wanting my loving. And keeping more of contact, less contact with the juror. The more you try to sell it to the juror, the more deceitful it looks, for the lack of a better term. One of the things that we see a lot of in Kerry Roberts is just matter of fact. This is what I heard. This is what I saw. Oh, well, I think I did get it wrong. Now that I watched the video, I think the taillight situation came when we were getting ready to leave. And I think I remember that now because the right garage door was broken. It didn't come down. And so that is important. But it's the consistency in the behavior when we're looking at it. And like I said, absence of means nothing, but the presence means everything. So that's what we're going to look into. One of the things that we are now in is I think are we still going to be tomorrow crossing with Brian Higgins? Y'all, look, I got really fancy. I had to go to a second binder because this one's full. But we ended everything up with Brian Higgins, and he is going to be back on the stand to finish his cross tomorrow. Yes. Ronnie, you are so sweet by hanging in there. The things that get me is the frustration I have over Brian Higgins is the way sorry about that, baby girl, the way he's talking about the kiss and all of that. She ghosted him. Now let's talk about that. So you're sitting there and I'm sorry, I'm uncomfortable. You're sitting there and you're telling me that it did not affect you when you go to the bar, that she had ghosted you from the 23rd through the 28th. That's 5 days of not texting back, not communicating with you after you guys started chatting almost daily for at least a week. I don't have the note in front of me. But you guys are going back and forth and talking about things, and she's flirting with you, and you're asking her what she wants and where do you stand and all of that kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden, nothing. And then you show up on the 28th at midnight, or at the waterfall bar and grill, and they're there, and you meet everybody, but you do not speak with her. She doesn't speak with you. You don't find that suspicious at all. And then you seem to sit there and say that she texted you the morning of the 29th, John's dead. That's not strange to you? Why, number one, when she planted that kiss on you, why in Sam Blasted Bleep Bleep would you sit there and allow that to continue if you knew she was in a relationship, happy or not? I appreciate the fact that you said it was wrong. I appreciate the fact that you said that you shouldn't have done that. Kudos to you. But I find it interesting that you're sitting here saying she was unhappy. She's thrown into being a mom. She didn't want children. It's taken up a lot of your time. You feel like a glorified babysitter. I mean, y'all. And the fact that Jennifer McCabe was kind of worried when Kerry Roberts was speaking to Proctor and the investigators, and she was telling them everything. and that you were shocked at what she was saying, but then you text, I love it. I'm like, really? And the big thing that you were so stressed about and so unhappy about was basically, um, she said that Karen Reed was nothing but a glorified babysitter and that you didn't like, and that she wasn't liked. So what? But you're turning around and then, yeah, I just don't get it. And then you go back to Brian Albert, who knew all this. And the fact that all of y'all got together, and most of you, not everybody, but the majority of the pack got together before being interviewed and were talking about all this. Everybody was sharing their side and talking about this thing, and you met at the house of the Alberts. This is driving me crazy. Oh, no wonder I'm pushing it the wrong way. Right. Jen is definitely more involved than she's leading on. Far more involved. She, to me, seems the most deceptive out of everybody. And the fact that what I want to know is why was Brian Higgins' vehicle at the house parked in front of the mailbox? And you have, oh, I know that it looks good. And then you have Ryan Nagel, Julie Nagel, you have Sarah Levinston and a Heather something in a vehicle, and they said they pulled parallel to the driveway with part of their car by the mailbox, and you said you can see Karen Reed's vehicle in front of you. What you can't if Brian Higgins is there, right? Well, maybe he wasn't there. He said he left between 12 and 12:30. But Caitlin, or was it Caitlin? No, Julie said that she had gone out and decided to stay. And so I just don't know. It's just too many inconsistencies with the testimony. I'm trying to figure out um, if, well, the GPS supposedly puts Karen Reed's vehicle with John O'Keefe in it because it's from his phone in front of the Albert's home at 12:23 and did not leave until after 12:30 ish, right? Why didn't Brian Higgins see her vehicle? He said he left at 12:30, between 12:30 and 1. Everybody else seemed to see the vehicle outside the window. Why didn't he? I just don't get it. So I'm excited about tomorrow. We're going to see what happens tomorrow, see how that testimony goes tomorrow. I don't think I know a lot of people thought Brian Higgins was going to flip and it was going to be the tell all, big boom, and everybody was going to go nuts over. And everything that everybody thought was going to be such a big deal doesn't seem to be a big deal to me. I don't like the fact that she kissed him. Henry kissed him, but she also apparently was trying to get revenge. Words by other people, somewhat hearsay, because of what she assumed that John did over at the trip to Aruba. But it's a lover's spat, is the way I see it, and I don't see that as enough to kill him. I really don't. And she had no reason. She had no reason because all she had to do was get up and leave. She didn't have a commitment to those children. She didn't have any kind of she wasn't married, and if she doesn't want to be married and have kids, then she can leave. And it's just crazy. Now, the last thing that I have to say we've not talked about, and they haven't talked about in court yet, which I hope they do. Where are all the videos? You sit there and have ring cameras everywhere, cameras in the Sally Port, cameras at the across the street from the Alberts. You've got cameras over there at John O'Keefe's, and nobody has the important videos. Number one, why is this? Oh, I don't have it properly fitted. There we go. Number one, they have videos of the Jennifer, Karen, and Kerry showing up at the house. Where, and Jennifer driving out of the house at 5 a.m., where are the videos from the days before? Because her taillight, I mean, I've known many people, including me. I had a truck. I found out later that we think what happened was a truck at the grocery store must have, or somebody must have backed up into me, because I have a ring on my thing and it does catch that my passenger side when I back up and drive off, or my side, depending. And I got up one morning and went around the car to let the dog in, and then I went, "Oh my gosh, I have a crack or damage on my taillight." Well, I'm going to go back to my ring and look and see when it happened. If that was me. When I came home, I'd say, "Okay, it wasn't here. It was, I've come home yesterday. I went to the grocery store yesterday." And I mean, it could have happened days before. We don't know when that tail light actually was broken. I want to know where she went 2 days prior. Thank you, Ronnie. I want to know, where did she go? And I want to see the video of when she was driving in and out 2 days prior. And if it's damaged then it was not damaged at the time of the day in question. It was old damage, but you may not have noticed it because it was on the passenger side. And like me, I'll walk up on the driver's side. I'm not a passenger in my car unless I'm walking to the very back of my car, like when it's parked in the handicap parking in front of Walmart and it's parked this way and not, this way. I'm walking, otherwise, you're walking up to the passenger side. You may not notice it. So it may have been damaged before. So why do we not have video at the O'Keefe house days before, at least 24 hours before, driving in and out? I can't believe the Alberts didn't have video from that evening. I would think the police officer would have an outdoor camera. Even if he didn't, the assistant chief police, I don't know if it was Canton or if it was for Boston, lived across the street. The guy that gave him the red Solo cups. Let's not forget that. The guy that gave him the red Solo cups, you're sitting there, his camera was missing footage from that time. Really, y'all? Really? You have missing footage from everywhere. It is too coincidental. Now, my phone, mine is an older Ring app, so I have to take it off and I charge it. If I forget to do it, I don't get a Ring app. I don't have a recording. But it's not going to be just for a specific time frame. It's going to be either days or weeks. And it reminds me, I got to do mine. I got to charge mine. But the other thing is in the Sally port, and then Brian Higgins coming in and out, in and out, in and out the Sally port. What? Why do you have video missing inside the Sally port, inside a police department? Anytime there's video missing, I'm sorry, it's causing a shadow on my glasses. Anytime you have video missing in a police department, a federal agency building, a courthouse, anything major like that, hospitals, whatever, you need to find out who, what, when, where, why, and how it disappeared. That to me screams conspiracy, which I don't like using that word at all. But it is what it is. I hope and pray the defense brings all of this in. Now, I don't know who's coming in after Brian Higgins. If anybody does, let me know. I'm ready for them to start bringing in the medical examiner. Come on, bring the right people. First of all, you have your witnesses all kind of screwed up. Dude, you have your witnesses all screwed up. I'm going to change my format for a second. I'm going to put my sponsor up there. You have it all messed up. These witnesses, especially the witness for Karen Roberts, should have been like after the family, because she's the best one to lay that process down. Her testimony is the most concise all the way through. It's a narrative. It's not embellished. It's not hostile. It's none of that. None of that. That's where they should have put her, because she did a fabulous job compared to everybody else. So, y'all, It is now 9 o'clock my time. I am going to try to get some decent sleep because I got to be up at the crack of dawn. And I've got to get ready for trial tomorrow. But I want to thank our sponsor. This is amazing coffee. It is the Shooter Shack coffee from Hitchman Homestead. This is a nice tumbler, y'all. You can get this on their website. You can see right back here where I'm pointing. I got 2 bags of coffee in a black box. That's what you see here in the picture. They are phenomenal. And it is freshly ground, freshly roasted coffee. That's why you don't have that bitter aftertaste on the back of the tongue. And they have a coffee that's getting ready to come out. And I'll be one. Oh, I can't. I told her as soon as you get it, I want it. And it's a blend. And I'm hearing it's phenomenal. So when you see me drinking coffee, y'all, it's no more grocery store coffee. It is fabulous. And I told her I need decaf because I even moved, y'all. I moved my Keurig. I have multiple Keurigs. I have one at home. Oh, that's okay. And I have a Keurig in the back part of the shop. I decided to do a Keurig in this part of the shop because in here, so I did not have to leave so much and go get my coffee. So it is what it is. I'm getting off right now, but please go back and watch. Please go back and watch. I want you to watch because this is something that can help all of us when we're watching the other people testify. But the most perfect person to show the example of what I'm talking about, the body language and the deception, is Jennifer. And I'm not trying to pick her apart to be mean, but when you throw me that many examples, I'm going to use you. I'm not sorry for that. I've got some new music. What is this? I got that. What is this one? I have gotten some all kind of new stuff. Oh, listen to this.
Breaking news.
I got that. I figured that was going to be good. So we have this one. Please tell me if it's coming across clear or not. Then I have this one. But this is interesting. Who does that sound like to you? Recovery Addict has something similar. Then it's and then I have a drum roll. And then I have, we'll play the rim shot. But this I love. Native flute. I play the native flute. I play the Irish tin whistle as well. So I have a bunch of stuff. And then I didn't show, some of you have already heard, but here goes for the new ones. Listen.
This guy was good. This guy was good.
I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what?
All right, let's just admit it. That didn't happen.
I should have played.
No, you don't.
I should have played this one.
All right, let's just admit it. That didn't happen.
I wish I had that with Jennifer McCabe.
They're blowing smoke at my rear end so bad, I'm sending off smoke signals.
And the last one.
Wait, 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 wait. Wait, 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 wait.
I don't have my note on there, but yeah. And then of course I do have my pitch up one, but I need to record uh wait. Bring the jury.
And then bring the jury. Yeah, I like both of the voice changing ones.
Yep, yep. So we got some fun stuff. Okay, Ronnie, Anne, is it coming across clear, especially the music? Because before it was a little bit intermittent, kind of bad connecting sound. So does the music actually come across clear now? Because I don't know what happened, but I'm trying to fix everything. And I want to be able to come over here and go, and it be clear. Oh, yay, finally. So I'm going to be adding some more sounds. I need to record a few. I want to get, and I can't figure out how, and I need to ask the guru, recovery. I want the sound bite from the judge of the Murdaugh trial where he says, bring the jury. He has the best voice for that. And I want that. All right, guys, y'all have a great evening. And please go back and watch. It's very much worth it. I appreciate y'all. We're going to have a long day tomorrow. I hope it's supposed to be a full day tomorrow. I will have my snacks. I might even make me a snack bar over here. I have my Keurig here. I have my fabulous coffee here. Don't worry, y'all. I won't be blasting this every 5 minutes, but I will in a whole day. Well, each session, I'll have the sponsor commercial about twice, 3 times a day. But it is a big deal for that company and a huge deal for me. I also went on and got my Discord set up. I've also am working on getting my Patreon set up. I need to get a webpage and don't know how to do that. Any assistance would be great. And yeah, so we're going to go home, go to bed, and have a good night's sleep and get back tomorrow morning. Yep, it's full day tomorrow. So I'm going to get back up here tomorrow morning. I'm going to have breakfast. I'm going to be headache free. I'm going to feel great. This brim is bothering me because I normally, I got to tighten it. That's part of the problem. I just threw it on without fitting it, but that's where I normally have that's about where I have my things. So I need to go in and try to, and this doesn't move. I'm glad it's hard. Oh, there we go. I'm glad y'all like my hat. I kind of like it too. I enjoy wearing these, but I gotta put it on in the mirror where I'm a little better. I do make these. If anybody wants one, they can send me a hat or they can tell me what color hat they want. These are fabulous. And they are double threaded. So once this is on here, it's nearly impossible to break. But here, I'll take it off. We're at the end of the day. I'll take it off and let y'all see the color pattern on that. So very proud of that. I will wear it all day tomorrow because I was a Dolly girl, I was at her grand opening of of her Dollywood the day it opened. I was a teenager. I have some fun stories. Maybe I'll be telling my stories about Dolly Parton tomorrow during break. All right, y'all. Miigwech. Have a great day. And Cherokee, it's a waddle. Thank you for being a supporter. Thank you for watching. Mods, thank you so much. And if you need anything, if y'all want to be a part of the Discord, my name Adakay is just go to Discord and pull up Adakay and you'll find me there. All right, guys, let's do this. I want to try something. I want to put that on in the background.